Hello everyone, welcome back to Tutorials of Tone. My name is Alex. Thank you so much for joining me. What you just heard was a snippet of Don't Stop Believin' V2 utilizing Neal Schon's Gift of Tone pack. Let's dive right into all these little changes that have accrued and talk through a little bit of what Cooper and Neal have been dialing in over the years. First up, we have our input block. This is not how I would typically run this with my presets, but this is to Neal's specs. If you do want how I would run this, stock settings, negative 47.5 dB on the threshold of the gate, channel D. If you're looking to dime in the way Neal does, we've got you covered. Channel A is used for the clean tone, threshold of the gate completely off. For our rhythm tone, we're using channel B, as we are with our initial lead tone, and our reverse delay, which is rather noisy when switching to, is using channel C. Just in case you want it, you can toggle this in or out on your leads. We have the Fuzz Face dialed in to Neal's specs. I am not currently using this on any scene. First up, our clean amp. For all of these tones, Neal is using the Brit JVM OD1. So for our clean, we're using the green sound. Going in, we will turn off the pitch detune so you can hear the chorus, the delay, and the reverb working together with this amp, and it sounds like this. A nice, lovely sound. We're using a digital stereo chorus running in series. This is dialed in to Neal's specs as well. So very low rate, very high depth. This is, trick number one to dialing in great modulation. We have a little bit of digital stereo delay here. Our input gain for the delay is set up to a scene controller. So for our clean, we are on 25%, just a little bit of that delay, which is a quarter note at 119 BPM. We are also running into a stratocumulus reverb throughout. Neal loves having this and normally has this set to an expression pedal to dial in both delay and reverb to his liking. For the clean, I've made this at 12.5% mix. For all of these scenes, we're using a 4x12 TV mix number 1. As this is our only IR used, the low cut is put here, 36.4 Hertz and 11.6 K on the high cut. Nothing to speak of in the preamp. The room has moved a little bit on this, make note, and nothing to speak of in the align feature. For our rhythm tone, we have the Brit JVM OD1 Orange. We will hear that to Neal's spec. First dry, and then add in the pitch detune. Hefty. This is quite the behemoth of a rhythm tone. Again, same cab. We brought in the quad detune that they have dialed in. As you can see, we have plus or minus 13 cents on voices 1 and 2, and we've kept in voice 3 and 4 completely unadulterated. So we have 3 signals with no detune and 2. So when we have this 50.5 on the mix, you have to factor in all of the variables, and our level is turned down to -1 to compensate for all of the added voices. We've got a little bit over 9K for a high cut, nothing to speak of for delay or modulation on the detune. We have that set up with a scene ignore. You can bring this in or out as you see fit. For this one, since it is a stratocumulus with 21 seconds on the time function, I brought the mix back to 8.8%. So we're not just absolutely bludgeoning you with that sort of sound. For our leads, we are using the OD1 red channel. Same amp for both. And for our first lead, which we heard in the intro, we have a volume pedal attached. I like using lead 1 for the intro, then switching over to reverse lead on the big solo. It really helps give a little bit of a different flavor, but also shuts off the volume block. This is live in the main lead tone and bypassed in our reverse lead. There are a couple subtle differences, but the biggest one is in the delay block. We are at our quarter note digital stereo delay for our lead tone. We're at 80% on the input gain and 25% mix. Very wet. And again, it sounds like this. Quite blooming. We have the Strato Cumulus again at 12.5 on the mix. We did bring in our filter block for a standard lead boost for this and our reverse lead. This is set to my stock favorite of 3 dB. When we jump over to our reverse lead, we see that the reverse delay comes in. He has this at a dotted quarter note, 39.8% mix, and 100% on the input gain. We'll play the same figure, and you can hear the difference. Really odd chirpiness sort of coming out of this reverse delay, but that's the character. Quite wonderful. The Strato Cumulus again is at 12.5%. We had our filter block engaged for both leads, as I mentioned, and nothing to speak of in our output block. So I have adjusted this. This is available alongside the Don't Stop Believin' preset that I have been using for the last 3 years. Pick and choose. If you don't like one, you might like the other. You can go back and forth, tweak to taste, dial it into your guitar and your ear. That's the beauty of the Fractal stuff. You can just save copies. 44 kilobytes of space. Not that much in the modern age. That does it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, there are plenty more videos to watch throughout the channel. We have Fractal 101 tutorials of tone, gear reviews, playthroughs, etc. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you all next time.